That's right, baby. Let's do this. Let's do this. Поехали. Пора мне быть умней. Whoa, look at these waves. I don't like this spot. These waves are too close to break. Let's go further. Поехали дальше. Смотри. Он говорит. And please, если я что-то буду говорить, я хочу по-русски. Ну ладно, you know... А? Ладно, понимаешь, такие вещи лучше... Тут. Поехали, давай, разворачивайся. Давай, вот туда. Поехали прямо сейчас. Отъедем прямо, там волн меньше. Давай. Эта штука делает такой звук. Она... It vibrates, you know that? The bottom is loose. The bottom of this pedal board is getting loose, so it vibrates. Has a very weird vibrational feel to it. Так др-др, вот так. You haven't felt it? Сэм, становись на ноги, давай. What are you on your knees for? Let's go. Смотри. He said it like this in the movie. He goes... Sam, what's wrong? Huh? What was wrong? No, you're fine. Смотри. The guy in the movie says, I'm gonna create a formula of love. And the lady says, his assistant and associate, and she loves him too, and she's beautiful. And she says, no, Giuseppe, you cannot do that. Love is divine. Love is godly. Love is magical. It's a spiritual, divine thing. You can't formulate it, because I'm gonna create a formula of love. Because no, you can't do that. That's divine. Because bullshit. They thought fire was divine until Prometheus stole it. Now we cook water. We heat up water. Ведь мы про огонь тоже так думали, что он божественный, пока его Прометей не украл. Сейчас мы кипятим на нем воду. See, it's just, and he's right. He's so right. You can teach people to love. Teach. It's a teachable action. Teachable act. Just like anything. You can teach people any skill. Mental. Procedural. Like swimming. Love is like swimming. Love is like riding a bicycle. You can only explain it so much. You have to have the person swim. It's a feel. You have to feel like... I remember when we were young. You asked me that beautiful question, and I shared that with a lot of people. Can you hear me? Yeah. You asked me, you were 6. You were exactly 6 years old, if I remember, because I was teaching you to ride a bicycle. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What do you remember? Tell me.
I actually don't. I saw it on your old YouTube channel.
So do you remember me?
I don't remember that exact moment, no.
Okay, you remember me again teaching you riding a bicycle at all?
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you remember?
It was in Westlake Village.
Okay.
Silver Bell Street, I think.
Okay, do you remember how did it go? Because I remember exactly how my father taught me. Like, I remember the moment when I could actually do it. Do you remember the moment?
No.
Ah, see? Too much stress. You have too much stress in your life. Those moments people remember. Do you remember the moment you swam?
No.
Maybe you were too young, because I taught you that early. Bicycle, I taught you were 6. Swimming, I taught you were 4. So you may not remember. But bicycle, people remember, because they were old enough. And that's a moment, it's what they call aha moment. You can't mistake that, because it's a completely different universe. Riding a bicycle on 2 wheels. The feeling is unlike anything you've ever felt before. It's like magical. Like you're riding on this very thin 2 wheels, and you just, it's like, it looks, for a person who'd never seen it, it looks weird, like a magic, right?
Yeah.
Because it's so thin. How do you stand on that? Like skates. Well, has to do with physics. So I remember the moment, and you can't, it's like a first orgasm. Like you remember that. You cannot not remember that unless you're stressed. and your memory is so foggy that you don't remember what your name is sometimes. Where are you? Bottom line, you asked me a question. Dad, can you please explain to me, how does that work? I said, Sam, what you gotta do is, you gotta hold the wheel, keep it straight, and paddle. Keep paddling. Those are the two major things you gotta do. Hold the wheel straight, paddle. When you slow down, you push the pedals back and you put your feet out. That's it. That's the basic skills of riding a bicycle. He goes, you go to me, like, but how do I hold that balance? I say, you're gonna feel it. Because no, but I want to know. Can you explain to me how I'm gonna feel it? Like how do I do it and how will I feel it? I said, Sam, this is where explanations stop and life begins. I can't explain that. He goes, no, but what do you mean you can't explain? You explain everything so well. Just explain it. I need to understand. You really see, you really wanted to cross that bridge, that portal, because that's the portal that most people fail at. You can't explain life. You can't teach actions, skills that are actions. You cannot teach complicated ones for sure. You can show a lot of times, but the person will have to learn it for themselves. That's the beautiful, beautiful teaching of Buddha and Jesus too. We can only tell, they say, I can only tell you, but you have to do it for yourself, because I can't feel for you, I can't love for you, I can't swim for you, I can't ride a bicycle for you. I can only tell you how it feels for me, but it's a unique feeling that everyone has for himself, and once you feel it, you'll never forget it, and you'll never lose it. Just like people, when they learn to bike, they never lose it, unless maybe they have a horrible accident and they don't want to go on a bike again. Right. So that's what happens to love. Once a person knows how to love, they'll never lose that ability unless they have a horrible accident. The challenge is people have horrible accidents all the time, and then they don't want to even risk riding a bicycle. They've fallen so badly, fallen hard. There you go. So this guy Cagliostro says the same thing. And I create a formula. I'll walk her through all of those stages. And the lady says, well, what if they don't want to love? She goes, what do you mean? Everyone can use the formula and it's gonna fit everyone? She goes, absolutely everyone. Все, для всех. Я сделаю это как Прометей, для всех. Абсолютно все. Она говорит, а если человек не хочет любить? You know what he told her? And that's one of the deepest phrases in the movie. So slick. He goes, then he'll die. Every desire has to come true. Now see if you can get that. That's a little complicated. And he said it fast. She goes, but what if a person doesn't want to love? А что, если человек не хочет любить? Тогда он умрет. Все желания должны сбываться. And that is the best way to explain the meaning of life in that one sentence. It's a little slick. Do you get it? In any language. Again, I'll read. I'm sorry?
You don't love, you die.
If you don't love, you die. First your soul dies, and then the body follows way sooner than it was meant to, because not loving is like dying. So he says if they don't want to love, they'll die, because every desire has to come true, because they desire to well, if they don't want to love, they desire to live. See, again, follow me here, don't rush. It's just very logical thing. He said then they'll die. She told him, but what if they don't want to love? His answer was, then they will die. Every desire. See, this is why Russian is a little convoluted, because it skips one sentence to explain. You just have to think it through yourself. Every desire has to come true. What desire is he talking about?
The desire to love.
No.
What do you mean no?
See, listen to this again. In English, she says, what if they don't want to love? His answer is, then they will die. every desire has to come true. So according to him, what do they desire? What has to come true?
Desire to love.
Блядь.
Извини,
Are you with me?
yeah.
Like you hear me?
Yeah.
Because this is not what I'm saying.
You're saying about
But are you here? Like you're
Yeah,
concentrating.
yeah.
Okay, good. So again, I'll say this. She says, what if they don't want to love? Что если они не хотят любить? Он отвечает, тогда они умрут.
Да.
Все желания должны сбываться. Then they will die. All desires have to come true. What desire has to come true?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm being honest, actually.
Right, it is
Deep.
it's not that deep, but it's deep enough that most, and then you know what, maybe most people won't get this. And it's a little convoluted. It's made that way on purpose, like a puzzle, a little small puzzle. But it hit me when he said it because well, I'm like, whoa. And he said it fast. And the movie's full of those phrases. If you're not fast, you're not gonna get it. And once you get it, he said, oh shit, no one get it, I get it. People get it too, but like that one on the beach with Pushkin. He heard us. He was in the right place at the right time to hear. Жальтесь надо мной, because there's that verse that I read was the very famous one. The very end one is the famous one. Ах, обмануть меня нетрудно, я сам обманываться рад. That's a famous catchphrase. Anyway, she says, what if they don't want to love? So then, what will happen to them? According to him.
Then they will die.
Right. Every desire has to come true. So, what just happened to them? What will happen to them? They will die, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what came true?
They fell in love.
Блядь. What just happened to them
They
according
had a
to...
desire.
I'm sorry?
They had a desire
Which desire?
to fall in love.
No. She said they don't want to love. They don't have a desire. She said, what if they don't have a desire to love? So that desire they don't have. So he says, well, then they'll die. Every desire has to come true. So clearly they don't have a desire to love. That's what she said. It's like, will you force it on them? Just no. They'll just die. Every desire has to come true. So what desire? There's only two things that happen in this whole situation. Two actions, two possibilities. Which ones are they?
Either they love or they don't love.
Okay, but Blin, you should see. I don't want to give it away because it's like your brain doesn't want to. Okay, so what happens to them? What happened to those who don't love, according to him?
They
Or
don't
what?
have any desire.
I'm sorry.
They don't have any desire.
Okay, so what will be the outcome?
Death.
Okay, so there's two possible outcomes, right?
Yes.
Okay, which ones are they?
Either desire to love, or if you don't love, then it's death.
Okay, so what are the two outcomes? Two words. Don't go desire, just go two words. One word,
Life and death.
love. What?
Life and death.
No. See, that word was not there.
Love and death.
Love and death, which by the way is the same thing as life. It's very close. Love and life is really close words. Having said that, let's analyze what he said again. What if they don't want to love? Or just so you understand it again, what if they don't have a desire to love? Then he says, then they will die. Every desire has to come true. So what came true for them?
They learn to love.
Блядь.
Извини.
No, it's okay. But they didn't, they died.
Yeah.
So they didn't learn to love. They don't want to love, you see. That's the premise. We're talking about the ones who don't want to love. That's the group. So they did not learn. We're not talking about the ones who did learn. Interestingly, according to the logic, then they didn't die, right?
Yeah.
Right. But that's not spoken. It speaks about a group of people that does not want to love. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So who are those people?
Huh?
Who are those-
Forget that. That's irrelevant who are these people. Some people. You, me, whatever, mama. He tells her, those ones will die. She goes, what happens to the ones that don't want to love? They will die. And then he continues, every desire has to come true. So what came true for them?
They learn to love.
Obviously not. There's not that group. We're not talking about the group that learned to love. We're talking about the group that does not want to love. So again, we do this. That we're not talking about the group that does not, that learned or loves. She's asking what happens to the ones who don't want to do it. He says
They don't learn how to live.
I'm sorry?
They don't learn how to live properly.
It does. I'm not asking you like all these. What happened? I'm saying what happens to them in this premise. They, according to him, what happens to those that are a group?
They have no desire.
Okay, I'll say this again, very, very slowly. She says, this is what happened to you then too, because it's like on purpose you're blocking somewhat. Try not to. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I do sound frustrated because it is frustrating because your brain does not want to do that extra click. It's like been trained to be lazy, like multiplication table lazy. It doesn't even know it doesn't know. It got used to being foggy. So I ask you that question. She says, what happens to the people who don't want to love? They don't want to love. They don't want to learn to love. They don't want to love. What happens to that group? They refuse to love. I'm giving you other ways of saying it. They don't want it. It's not an obligation. He says they will die.
Yeah.
Okay. So according to his theory, that's his theory.
Yeah.
His view. What happens to those who do not love?
They will die.
Right, they die. And then he adds, every desire has to come true. So question, wait, what came true for them?
Desire to love.
Блядь. But they don't want to love. They don't love.
So then death came.
Okay, so exactly. So what came true again for them?
Death.
Right, what happened to them? They died. So the desire came true to
Die.
so they desired to
To die.
now
Desire to die.
right, they desired to die.
Uh-huh.
Now do you see that? Now do you see it clearer what he means by that? He who does not want to love has a desire to
Die.
now feel that, because that's what you could not get for 10 minutes. He who does not want, because it's a will, it's a desire. You need to tell yourself, I want to love, want to be better, want to open my heart. If people don't want to do it, like Mama, like Michael, like Artyom, like my mother, like my grandpa, like all the people that we've been speaking to, no exception, Dima, everyone, none of you want to love, so you have a desire to, so you're dying. Yes, it's called mortido. There's a libido, desire to create, to live. Opposite is mortido. And mortido is actually a part of life, because we all have a desire to die, because we are gonna die. So we better want to die, because it's gonna happen. What's the point of refusing or fighting something that's natural? We all have that desire, but it should not be a desire to speed it up, to hasten it. We all need timely death, beautiful death, just like beautiful life. And we need to desire, как сказали in the Legends of the Fall, everyone deserves a good death, just like everyone deserves a good life. Everything you say life to, you could say death, because it's the same thing. It's part of life. We are so limited because we don't see a body walking around, but there's so many other energies that exist.
Like what types of energy?
Many different energies. Spiritual, genetic, karmic, all types. So my point is, that phrase is what should wake you up, because you've been living without a desire to love. So you really need it, because unlike most people, you have a craving to love from the very young age. That's why you were always drawn toward evil, because that's part of it. because you want to see the bad to see the good. To see the good, you need to see the bad, and you were gifted in that. When I said the story about Abraham being told to kill his son, nobody wanted to listen, and I didn't even know this, so I said, you know, I'm not gonna read this anymore because that's crazy. And everyone said, yeah, we don't like that, except for you. You know what you said? They remember. I said, no, keep going, I like that. What did God tell him? What did he tell him to do? Kill his son? Whoa, that's pretty cool. Let me hear this. I like that shit. That's some dark shit. You always loved it. Nobody loved it. You loved it. Even when you were young. I'm like, this, and I didn't get it then. I'm like, this guy is like, he has this dark side that he loves. He loves the dark side. What does that mean? Well, he loves to love. And unless you know the dark side, you cannot love. You need to be brave to lose. Be brave to hurt. Be brave to hate. And be open about hating. And be open about hurting. Because loving hurts. Humans are experts in that. Animals a little bit too, but not in a way that we do. We have perfected the art of suffering. That even God is like, what the hell are these people doing? I didn't mean it like that. Suffering much. Let's go. Let's turn around. We've gone, and it's okay. Идем. Huh? Okay, a little bit more. So now we were talking about something else. Remember what you were asking me about fathers? Yeah. So you understand now. He who does not want to love wants to die. And that's a deep. You see, why was it so difficult to get? That was a pretty slick phrase to say. Quick, and they'll die. And you umrut. All desires have to come true. He insinuated that they have a desire to die. He didn't say it though. Why? Why didn't he just say, hey, if you don't, he could have said it, if they don't want to love, that means they want to die. So that's why they'll die. She says, what will happen to them? What happens? What if they don't want to love? He said, then they'll die. Because not loving, he could have explained it, like walked her through it. But how come he didn't?
He wanted her to understand.
Exactly, and us too. So just figure this out, because if you have love in you, you will work on this phrase, because you want to get to the bottom, because loving is not easy. You can't just say, oh, whatever he said, I don't get it. No, get what I'm saying. Because that's love. Love is complex, yet the most elemental, yet the most complex. It's everything. It's God. It's love encompasses all life. It's an energy of life. And hate is part of it. So he who does not know how to hate cannot love. You need to really know how to be fucking hateful, but openly. Don't close it in. Just hate openly. That's why you were drawn to these negative people, because they hate it openly, and guess what? They're the ones who will love the most, because then they'll love openly. He who hates closedly will love closedly, like closed. Exactly. Let's go back, потому что тут солнце палит. Идем. I'll tell you about fathers. Ready? Okay, so why fathers leave their sons and daughters? Why I left you? Because Michael is telling me, oh, you left us. Sure, I did. Oh, I keep calling. A lot of men don't do that. Like you see many examples. You've heard these examples. A lot of men just disappear from the lives of their kids. Then the kids hold the grudge, somewhat justifiably, somewhat not. So why do you think men do that? Think some. Practice thinking. Идем, поплыли.
Because they want to feel like they don't need you.
So according to you, father wants to feel like he doesn't need his kids.
No. Kids wants to feel like they don't need his father.
Kids, but why? That's not the reason why. How does that explain why he does that? My question is, why do fathers? Because everybody, this culture blames the bad father. Oh, he left us. That's what mothers are saying. And even if they don't say, that's what your mother's teaching you. Like I'm bad. Like I fucked up the family. Does she ever say that she did something bad too? No, I don't think so. Does she? No, she was fine. Why did we divorce? When you say, Mom, why did you end that divorce? I'm sure this question gets sometimes. Sam, let's go.
But I knew that wasn't the reason.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go. Пошли. What's not the reason? I didn't hear the first part. Поплыли.
You said you got divorced because of cheating.
See how easy that is. But say, Mom. But hold on, Mom. Say, didn't you suck dick? Like, how's that cheating? You went to swinger clubs. You had an open marriage. Half the marriage was open. He had lovers, half Miami. You tolerated it. He says it on the video that you actually told him to keep doing it just as long as you don't know that you like how he bangs you because he just came from a lover and he was energized. That's what she told me. You know that story, right? Yeah. It's a famous story. I'm saying it now on the channel, and that's, by the way, very well documented in a physiologic literature about human sexuality. In a literature about human sexuality. Read Alfred Kinsey. You know who that is. He's the father of human sexuality of last century. He's the biggest researcher and a professor who lived. He created what I want to create. Commune, a tribe. People were just having orgies or whatever they want. Free. And talk about it. What they feel, the jealousy, the this, the that, the orgasms, menopause, whatever. Opened up that Pandora's box. Oh my God. Original sin. 8 billion products of original sin walking on earth. That's why they're all screwed up. They're all fucked because that's a sin. They were started in sin. No, 99.99 we're not even told how that happened, because you can't say that. How is that even sincere? Sam, we can stand up. Давай. Поплыли. So the question, so she says, okay, father was cheating. See how easy? That's an automatic fault of a father, and that's why. He's unworthy. How easy is that? She cheated too, huh? She didn't cheat. She was not the cheater. I was the cheater. I couldn't be monogamous. It's neither my biology nor any human male. Or a female for that matter. We are not monogamous species. None of us is. We're the most polygamous of all. So, question becomes, why do, идем, Sam? But you're not there, come. Why do men do it? Why do men leave their kids and disappear, block themselves, and never want to be in the life of their kids? What's the reason for it? Why does he do it? Think the way, huh?
Is he maybe afraid of getting hurt?
Exactly. See, now you're talking. Hurt by what?
Hurt by losing his authority over his children.
Okay, he already lost the authority. The kids are with the mother. He could see them once a month, say hi at least. Just to, to be there a little bit in their life, just keep an eye and just be curious like a friend. I mean, we call friends, distant relatives. This is like these are your sons and daughters. Sam, смотри, this is where we need to go. So we need to go that way. I know you love to stall, so let's go. Keep paddling. No, so what's the reason? Because it's a little, authority. Okay, I don't have any authority on you, yet I still call you. Authority is gone. That's the reason why divorce happens, because dad loses his authority in the family, so there's no more family. Mother becomes a father, whatever. So why? Yes, that's part of it, because he hates not having control of anything. But okay, so he doesn't have, but still say hi. Being there alive a little bit. So then why does he not do that? He is afraid to get hurt by what? Not by not having authority, something deeper than that.
I feel like
huh?
Don't belong.
Okay, well, they don't. They don't belong. For example, daughter gets married, she belongs to the husband. He still calls her. He has no authority over her daughter, because now it's the husband who's in charge, and he better not have authority, because then she will like that's what happened to mom and dad. Дедушка Наум больше авторитет у мамы имеет, чем папа, поэтому семья не удалась. Она все время стремилась к сильному самцу, which Papa was in the beginning. Oh, he had some glimpses of it, and actually not glimpses. He had a great run at it. But he was not a male that Dedushka Naum is. He's not, clearly. You see the difference of an alphaness?
Yeah, yeah.
Who's more alpha? Конечно, ded. See? So, hence the result. Ded is alive, and папа нет. Потому что его никто не смог придушить, яйца ему никто не перевязал, он делал, что хотел, и все. And he vampired people, and they died of cancer. He had mama has an energy of a grandpa. Felix то же самое. His wife died of cancer, same cancer as babushka. Interesting. Yulia had the same pancreatic cancer of the bile ducts. Her was a pancreas, but it's the same organ. Babushka had metastases or pancreatic origin. Sometimes you don't see an original tumor. It's so aggressive that being tiny enough not to be seen, it just spreads. And we see Mets with no, it's called metastatic cancer with no primary. We can't find a primary, but we can do markers on biopsy, and it'll tell us the primary source, like it matters. And give chemo. Chemo, they have different regimens of chemo depending on the source. None of that shit works anyway. Damage has been done. Too late. So question still remains, why do they do it? What are they? You said it right. They're fear of what?
Fear of losing.
They're already lost. They don't know all this. They just don't want to be bothered. They hate him, or they won't even say it. It's like they don't exist. They're indifferent. Like мне вчера сказала Лиза. No, it's like you're not there. You don't matter. Sure. Of course, I do exist. Even if I was not here in this planet, I would still. My dad exists. He always will. So what are they afraid of? See, you're silent. And I tell you, what are you thinking right now? Be honest, 100%, because you're not fully here.
Lisa said that you don't exist. It's like you don't matter. It's not true. It's completely untrue.
That's what she says.
Yeah.
And that's how people think. She's actually quite sincere. She doesn't think about me. I don't think she has a thought about me even in a month, maybe once a month, or maybe once a week. Something crosses her mind, but mainly she does not think of me. Nor do I think of her, or any one of you for that matter. I mentioned because I have a channel and I meet people, so you come into discussions. Had it not been, I don't. People say, well, what if something's going on? I say, well, whatever. What if they're doing drugs? Good for them. What if they're fucking up? What if they have an accident? I wasn't told. I'd be told if something bad happened. If not, well, it's happened. What am I gonna do? In fact, see, you don't want to think. I'm running this camera. Sam, вставай, поехали, давай. See, like having these conversations with you, it's a bit like pulling teeth, because you're not interested. So I'm not gonna tell you.
No, tell me.
But you're not interested.
I am.
See, you're denying it. Are you being honest with me that you actually think you're interested, or maybe?
I am genuinely interested.
But subconsciously you're not then, because you're just denied it. Denying is because you say, wait a second, Papa, what makes you feel? If you were truly interested, truly subconsciously, and I would say something, you would say, well, wait a second, Mom, that's interesting, because I feel such genuine interest What made you think that? Maybe something in me that maybe I'm not, but you're defending. Oh no, I'm interested. That's denial. You see how that works? You just deny it. Maybe you're genuinely thinking you're interested, but clearly you wouldn't deny it. You wouldn't deny that you're not.
Right.
The fact that you deny means that you, maybe yourself, you're convinced that you are interested. But first you don't act like you're that interested, because I'm like waiting for you. You're silent, I'm silent. You're not conversing because your thoughts are with them bitches, blad. And you know it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll stop. I'm not gonna tell you. You may never know this. It's been a pleasure. We'll talk later.